Mealtime. The time at which a meal is eaten. Mean. A person's look or manner. Molto. Music vary. Mouthy. Informal, inclined to talk a lot, especially in an impudent way. Nodule. A small swelling or cluster of cells in the body. Nostrum. A favorite method for improving something. Octavo. A size of book page that results from folding each printed sheet into 8 leaves, 16 pages. Onlooker. A person who watches something without getting involved in it. Outstrip. Move faster than and overtake someone or something else. Palatinate. Historical, a territory under the jurisdiction of a palatine official or feudal lord. Paneer. A type of milk curd cheese used in Indian and Iranian cooking. Pediment. The triangular upper part above the entrance to a classical building. Pergola. An arched structure forming a framework for climbing plants. Peripatetic. Traveling from place to place. Pitiless. Showing no pity, harsh or cruel. Polyphony. The combination and harmony of a number of musical parts, each forming an individual melody. Prenuptial. Before marriage. Prostaglandin. Any of a group of compounds with various biological effects, such as causing contractions of the uterus. Psychedelia. Music, culture, or art based on the experiences produced by psychedelic drugs. Referent. Linguistics, the thing that a word or phrase refers to or stands for. Replant. Plant a tree or other plant in a new pot or site. Sandbar. A long, narrow sandbank. Schist. A coarse-grained metamorphic rock that consists of layers of different minerals. Scree. A mass of small loose stones that form or cover a slope on a mountain. Screwy. Informal, rather odd or eccentric. Seismology. The branch of science concerned with earthquakes. Sexless. Not sexually attractive or active. Shoah. The Holocaust. Spectrograph. A device for photographing or otherwise recording spectra. Spindly. Long or tall and thin. Superfamily. Biology, a taxonomic category that ranks above family and below order. Supermax. An extremely high security prison or part of a prison, intended for particularly dangerous prisoners. Tahini. A Middle Eastern paste or spread made from ground sesame seeds. Tailwind. A wind blowing in the direction that a vehicle or aircraft is traveling in. Taxman. Informal, chiefly Britain inspector or collector of taxes. Temptress. A sexually attractive woman who sets out to make a man desire her. Titillating. Interesting or exciting, especially in a sexual way. Toboggan. A light, long, narrow sled used for sliding downhill over snow or ice. Towpath. A path beside a river or canal, originally used as a pathway for horses towing barges. Unbalance. Upset the balance or stability of. Uneconomic. Not profitable or making efficient use of resources. Unlearned. Not well educated. Unquenchable. Not able to be quenched or satisfied. Unshaven. Not having shaved or been shaved. Vivisection. The practice of operating on live animals for scientific research, used by people opposed to such work. Washboard. A ridged or corrugated board against which clothes are scrubbed during washing. Willies. Informal, a strong feeling of nervousness or uneasiness. Windstorm. A storm with very strong wind but little or no rain or snow, a gale. Wyvern. Heraldry, a winged two-legged dragon with a barbed tail. A buzz. Filled with talk or activity. Accompanist. A person who plays a musical accompaniment. Amble. Walk at a leisurely pace. Approbation. Approval, praise. Arcadian. Literary rural in an unrealistically pleasant way. Brainwave. An electrical impulse in the brain. Bratwurst. A type of fine German pork sausage. Brickyard. A place where bricks are made. Bryony. A climbing plant with red berries. Buckle. Technical relating to the cheek or mouth. Buckaroo. Dated or humorous, a cowboy. Centerfold. The two middle pages of a magazine, often containing a single illustration or feature. Cerulean. Deep blue in color. Shishi. Intended to be stylish or elegant but seeming over-elaborate or artificial. Commode. A piece of furniture containing a concealed chamber pot. Contravene. Commit an act that is not allowed by a law, rule, treaty, etc. Couturier. A person who designs and sells fashionable made-to-measure clothes. Cunnilingus. Stimulation of a woman's genitals using the tongue or lips. Decriminalize. Change the law so that something is no longer illegal or a criminal offense. Desecrate. Treat something sacred with violent disrespect. Dioxin. A highly toxic organic compound produced as a byproduct in some manufacturing processes. Docent. In certain colleges and universities, a member of the teaching staff immediately below professor in rank. Dramatize. Present a novel, event, etc., as a play or movie. Dyad. Technical something consisting of two elements or parts. Earful. Informal, a prolonged amount of talking, typically an angry reprimand. Embolden. Give courage or confidence to someone. Epicurean. A follower of the ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus, who taught that pleasure, particularly mental pleasure, was the highest good. Epistolary. Relating to the writing of letters. Excrete. Discharge a waste substance from the body. Extol. Praise someone or something enthusiastically. Fatalism. The belief that all events are decided in advance by a supernatural power and that humans have no control over them. Ferromagnetic. Physics having the ability to become magnetic and to retain magnetic properties, as iron and some other metals do. Fidgety. Inclined to fidget, uneasy or restless. Fisticuffs. Fighting with the fists. Foghorn. A device making a loud, deep sound as a warning to ships in fog. Galilean. Relating to the Italian astronomer and physicist Galileo Galilei. Granule. A small hard particle of a substance. Gratin. A casserole with a light browned crust of breadcrumbs or melted cheese. Grouch. Informal one, a grumpy person. Guanine. Biochemistry, a purine derivative that is one of the 4 constituent bases of nucleic acids. Guff. Informal ridiculous talk or ideas, nonsense. Gunny. Coarse fabric, typically made from jute fiber and used for making sacks. Headwind. A wind blowing from directly in front. Hypochondriac. A person who is excessively worried about their health. Ignominy. Public shame or disgrace. Indisposed. Slightly unwell. Inequitable. Unfair, unjust. Less. A loosely compacted fine soil originally deposited by the wind. Loudmouth. Informal, a person who talks too much or makes tactless remarks. Magnesia. A compound of magnesium used to reduce stomach acid and as a laxative. Mammon. Wealth regarded as an evil influence or false object of worship. Microcomputer. A small computer with a microprocessor as its central processor. Monoculture. The cultivation of a single crop in a particular area. Montane. Relating to or inhabiting mountainous country. Moonwalk. Walk on the moon. Needlepoint. Closely stitched embroidery worked over canvas. Neuralgia. Intense pain along a nerve, especially in the head or face. Nipper. Informal, a child. Noblesse. Noble or wealthy people should help those who are less fortunate. Nuncio. In the Roman Catholic Church, an official representative of the Pope in a foreign country. Obtrusive. Noticeable in an unwelcome or unpleasant way. Oink. The characteristic grunting sound made by a pig. Oligopoly. A state of limited competition, in which a market is shared by a small number of producers or sellers. Opine. Formal state something is one's opinion. Overeat. Eat too much. Paisa. A unit of money of India, Pakistan, and Nepal, equal to 1/100th of a rupee. Patisserie. A store where pastries and cakes are sold. Photoelectric. Involving the emission of electrons from a surface by the action of light. Photosensitive. Responding to light. Picot. A small loop or series of loops in lace or embroidery, typically used to decorate a border. Pileup. A crash involving several vehicles. Polytheism. The belief in or worship of more than one god. Portent. A sign or warning that something important or disastrous is likely to happen. Prayerful. Relating to praying or prayers. Proffer. Offer something to someone for acceptance. Provolone. An Italian soft smoked cheese. Prow. The pointed front part of a ship, the bow. Raider. Contaminate, pollute, adulterate, infect, blight, spoil, soil, ruin. Reassign. Assign someone or something again or differently. Reliquary. A container for holy relics. Repopulate. Introduce a population into an area previously deserted. Romanticize. Deal with or describe in an idealized or unrealistic way. Sardinian. A person from Sardinia. Schizoid. Referring to a personality type characterized by emotional coldness, eccentric behavior, and withdrawal into a fantasy world. Scrounge. Informal try to get something from someone without having to pay or work for it. Seppuku. Another term for harakiri_. Sicken. Make someone feel disgusted or appalled. Sake. A North Pacific salmon that is an important food fish. Softwood. The wood from conifers as opposed to that of broadleaf trees. Soppy. Informal for sentimental in a silly or self-indulgent way. Stumpy. Short and thick, squat. Stupa. A Buddhist shrine in the form of a dome-shaped building. Subcompact. A motor vehicle that is smaller than a compact. Tamp. Firmly ram or pack a substance down or into something. Tetrahedron. A solid having 4 plain triangular faces. Topiary. The art of clipping bushes or trees into decorative shapes. Turnabout. A sudden and complete change or reversal of opinion or of a situation. Understate. Describe or represent something as being smaller or less important than it really is. Undistinguished. Lacking distinction, not very good or impressive. Unobserved. Not observed, of sewing. Unprincipled. Not acting in accordance with moral principles. Velar. Pronounced with the back of the tongue near the soft palate. Verbena. A garden plant with bright showy flowers. Wheatgrass. A relative of couch grass that is cultivated for its nutritional benefits. woodchuck. A North American marmot, burrowing rodent, with a heavy body and short legs. Affectation. Behavior, speech, or writing that is artificial and designed to impress. Altarpiece. A painting or other work of art set above and behind an altar. Annotate. Add explanatory notes to a piece of writing. Anther. The part of a flower stamen that contains the pollen. Arac. Variant spelling of Eric. Bachata. A style of romantic music originating in the Dominican Republic. Bauble. A small, showy trinket or decoration. Beefcake. Informal men with well-developed muscles. Bemoan. Express discontent or sorrow about something. Billable. Chargeable to an account or customer. Bioterrorism. The use of harmful biological or biochemical substances as weapons of terrorism / Blab. Informal reveal information that should have been kept secret. Blowfish. A fish that is able to inflate its body when it is alarmed. Bondsman. A person who takes responsibility for the payment of a bond. Broadsword. A sword with a wide blade, used for cutting rather than thrusting. Brogue. A strong outdoor shoe with perforated patterns in the leather. Casework. Social work involving the study of a particular person's family history and personal circumstances. Chancellery. The post or department of a chancellor. Cloying. So sweet or sentimental as to be unpleasant. Cloying. Behave in a silly or playful way. Cobweb. A spider's web, especially an old or dusty one. Complementarity. A situation in which two or more different things improve each other or form a balanced whole. Credulous. Excessively ready to believe things, gullible. Curvilinear. Contained by or consisting of a curved line or lines. Daiquiri. Daiquiris, a cocktail containing rum and lime juice. Debauched. Overindulging in sex, alcohol, or drugs. Dehydrate. Cause someone to lose a large amount of water from their body. Demote. Move someone to a lower rank or position. Electroshock. Another term for electroconvulsive. Exhibitionism. Behavior that is intended to attract attention to oneself. Falconry. The skill of keeping birds of prey and training them to hunt. Fetid. Smelling very unpleasant. Fishmonger. A person or store that sells fish for food. Fixings. The ingredients necessary to prepare a dish or meal. Foreknowledge. Awareness of something before it happens or exists. Frisian. A person from Frisia or Friesland in the Netherlands. Frosh. Informal freshman or freshman. Generalissimo. The commander of a combined military force consisting of Army, Navy, and Air Force units. Gook. Informal, offensive, a person of Southeast Asian descent. Goy. Informal, derogatory, a Jewish word for a non-Jew. Groundswell. A buildup of opinion in a large section of the population. Grump. Informal one, a grumpy person. Haploid. Containing a single set of unpaired chromosomes. Histrionic. Excessively theatrical or dramatic. Hoary. Old and having gray or white hair. Hoodlum. A gangster or other violent criminal. Hoodie. Variant spelling of hoodie. Hydrogel. A gel in which the liquid component is water. Inculcate. Fix an idea in someone's mind by constantly repeating it. Ingratitude. A lack of gratitude for something that has been done for one. Interoperable. Able to exchange and make use of information. Intransigent. Refusing to change one's views. Irascible. Hot-tempered, irritable. Lipase. An enzyme produced by the pancreas that promotes the breakdown of fats. Macadam. Broken stone used with tar or bitumen for surfacing roads and paths. Mafioso. A member of the mafia. Magnetometer. An instrument used for measuring magnetic forces, especially the Earth's magnetism. Manufactory. Old, use a factory. Marimba. A deep-toned xylophone of African origin. Mauritanian. A person from Mauritania, a country in West Africa. Meatpacking. The business of slaughtering animals and processing the meat for sale as food. Mestizo. A Latin American of mixed race, especially one of Spanish and American Indian parentage. Michaelmas. The day of the Christian festival of Saint Michael, September 29th. Minesweeper. A warship equipped for detecting and removing tethered explosive mines. Miscegenation. The interbreeding of people of different races. Mucky. Covered with muck, dirty. Mycenaean. Relating to a late Bronze Age civilization in Greece represented by archaeological discoveries at Mycenae and other ancient cities of the Peloponnese. Nationalize. Transfer an industry or business from private to government ownership or control. Newfangled. Derogatory, new and different from what one is used to. Nonstick. Covered with a substance that prevents food from sticking to it during cooking. Numerator. Mathematics, the number above the line in a fraction. Nutritive. Relating to nutrition. Objectify. Express something abstract in a concrete form. Oncogene. A gene that in certain circumstances can transform a cell into a tumor cell. Outrigger. A spar or framework projecting from or over a boat's side. Overstuffed. Of a container, excessively full. Palomino. A pale golden or tan-colored horse with a white mane and tail. Pancetta. Italian cured belly of pork. Pawnbroker. A person licensed to lend money in exchange for an article left with them, which they can sell if the borrower fails to pay the money back. Payee. A person to whom money is paid or to be paid. Perigee. The point in the orbit of the Moon or a satellite at which it is nearest to the Earth. Phono. Referring to a type of plug used with audio and video equipment, in which one conductor is cylindrical and the other is a central prong that extends beyond it. Phono. Relating to sound. Pinwheel. A child's toy consisting of a stick with colored vanes that twirl in the wind. Pinyin. The standard system for transliterating Chinese characters into the Roman alphabet. Preceptor. A teacher or instructor. Profuse. Done or appearing in large quantities, abundant. Promulgate. Make something widely known. Prosody. The patterns of rhythm and sound used in poetry. Prudish. Easily shocked by matters relating to sex or nudity. Pterodactyl. A pterosaur, extinct flying reptile, of the late Jurassic period, with a long slender head and neck. Recognizance. Law, a bond by which a person undertakes before a court or magistrate to accept a particular condition, especially to appear when summoned. Redden. Make or become red. Redolent. Redolent of / with, strongly suggesting or making one think of something. Refectory. A large room in an educational or religious institution in which people eat maize together. Reverberate. Of a loud noise, be repeated as an echo. Ringworm. A skin disease occurring in small circular itchy patches, caused by various fungi and affecting chiefly the scalp or feet. Roofer. A person who builds or repairs roofs. Scornful. Showing that one feels someone or something is worthless, contemptuous. Scrunch. Make a loud crunching noise. Skull. Each of a pair of small oars used by a single rower. Cirrus. Relating to, resembling, or producing serum. Slovene. A person from Slovenia. Squib. A small firework that hisses before exploding. Steerage. Historical, the cheapest accommodations in a ship. Structuralism. A theory that pieces of writing, languages, and social systems should be seen as a structure whose various parts have meaning only when considered in relation to each other. Swathe. Wrap someone or something in several layers of fabric. Taffeta. A fine shiny silk or similar synthetic fabric. Tapir. A pig-like mammal with a long flexible snout, native to tropical America and Malaysia. Udder. The milk-producing gland of female cattle, sheep, goats, horses, etc., hanging near the hind legs as a bag-like organ with 2 or more teats. Undernourished. Not having enough food or the right type of food for good health. Unleavened. Made without yeast or other raising agent. Unripe. Not ripe. Unstated. Not stated or declared. Unwinnable. Not winnable. Ventilate. Cause air to enter and circulate freely in a room or building. Waken. Wake someone from sleep. Windbreaker. Trademark a wind-resistant jacket with a close-fitting neck, waistband, and cuffs. Wonk. Informal, disapproving one, a studious, hardworking person. Wringer. A device for wringing water from wet clothes or other objects. Write-up. A newspaper review of a recent book, performance, product, etc. Aniline. An oily liquid used in making dyes, drugs, and plastics. Anklet. A chain or band worn around the ankle. Anteater. A mammal with a long snout, feeding on ants and termites. Aspersions. Make critical or unpleasant remarks about. Aya. A nanny employed by Europeans in India or another former British territory. Belial. The devil. Bellicose. Aggressive and ready to fight. Bicameral. Having two chambers. Blotch. A large irregular mark. Bonehead. Informal, a stupid person. Bunkhouse. A building with sleeping accommodations for workers. Bushido. The code of honor and morals of the Japanese samurai. Calabrese. A bright green variety of broccoli. Canuck. Informal, often derogatory in the US, a Canadian, especially a French Canadian. Carolingian. Relating to the dynasty founded by Charlemagne's father, which ruled in Western Europe from 750 to 987. Clobber. Hit someone hard. Clothier. A person who makes or sells clothes or cloth. Confit. Duck or other meat cooked very slowly in its own fat. Contrivance. A clever or inventive device or scheme. Copperhead. Any of a number of stout-bodied venomous snakes with coppery pink or reddish-brown coloration, in particular a North American pit viper. Crisscross. With a pattern of intersecting lines. Cultivator. A mechanical implement for breaking up the ground. Curlew. A large brown wading bird with a long bill that curves downward. Decelerate. Begin to move more slowly. Digitize. Convert pictures or sound into a digital form that can be processed by a computer. Dilettante. A person who dabbles in a subject for enjoyment but without serious study. Disenfranchise. Deprive someone of a right, especially the right to vote. Disinclined. Reluctant, unwilling. Duodenum. The first part of the small intestine immediately beyond the stomach. Echocardiography. The use of ultrasound waves to investigate the action of the iCal footprint. Egotism. The quality of being excessively conceited or self-centered. Ensnare. Put someone in a difficult situation or under the control of another. Fanzine. A magazine for fans of a particular team, performer, activity, etc. Far-fetched. Very difficult to believe. Fathead. Informal, a stupid person. Finus. The end, printed at the end of a book or shown at the end of a movie. Fount. A source of a desirable quality. Fountainhead. An original source of something. Gratify. Give pleasure or satisfaction to. Grift. Engage in petty swindling. Grovel. Crouch or crawl on the ground. Hullabaloo. Informal, a commotion or uproar. Hypoallergenic. Unlikely to cause an allergic reaction. Imprimatur. A person's authoritative approval. Internecine. Destructive to both sides in a conflict. Intertwine. Twist or twine together. Jangle. Make or cause to make a ringing metallic sound. Kitchenware. Kitchen utensils. Kora. A West African musical instrument shaped like a lute and played like a harp. Lamprey. An eel-like jawless fish that has a sucker mouth with horny teeth and a rasping tongue. Lariat. A rope used as a lasso or for tethering animals. Lockstep. A way for a body of people to march with each as close as possible to the one in front. Mainsail. The chief sail of a ship, especially the lowest sail on the mainmast of a square-rigged ship. Mannerism. A habitual gesture or way of speaking or behaving. Mélange. A varied mixture. Micromanage. Control every part, however small, of an enterprise or activity. Mishmash. A confused mixture. Misplace. Put something in the wrong place. Mollusk. An animal of a group with a soft, unsegmented body and often an external shell, such as slugs and snails. Moneymaker. A person or thing that earns a lot of money. Morpheme. Linguistics, the smallest unit of meaning into which a word can be divided, e.g., in, come, ing, forming incoming. Muffle. Wrap or cover someone or something for warmth. Narwhal. A small Arctic whale, the male of which has a long spirally twisted tusk. Obfuscate. Make something hard to understand. Outtake. A scene or sequence filmed or recorded for a movie or program but not included in the final version. Overtone. A subtle additional quality or implication. Pantsuit. A pair of pants and a matching jacket worn by women. Parasympathetic. Relating to a system of nerves arising from the brain and the lower end of the spinal cord and supplying the internal organs, blood vessels, and glands. Pipette. A narrow tube used in a laboratory for handling small quantities of liquid. the liquid being drawn into the tube by suction. Plexiglass. Trademark, a tough transparent plastic used as a substitute for glass. Pomade. A scented oil or cream for making the hair smooth and glossy. Porthole. A small window on the outside of a ship or aircraft. Predispose. Make someone likely to do, be, or think something. Quadrennial. Lasting for or recurring every 4 years. Repackage. Package or present something again or differently. Ringmaster. The person who directs a circus performance. Scarp. A very steep bank or slope, an escarpment. Scrapyard. A place where waste metal and other material is collected before being discarded or recycled. Seasick. Suffering from nausea caused by the motion of a ship at sea. Sextant. An instrument for measuring the angular distances between objects, used for navigation and surveying. Shareware. Computer software that is available free of charge and often distributed $11.99 sharp-tongued informally for users to evaluate. Soupy. Having the appearance or consistency of soup. Stargazer. Informal, an astronomer or astrologer. Statecraft. The skillful management of state affairs. Subtotal. The total of one set within a larger group of figures to be added. Suntan. A golden brown coloring of the skin caused by spending time in the sun. Surreptitious. Done secretly. Tailpipe. The rear section of the exhaust pipe of a motor vehicle. Terrapin. A small edible turtle with lozenge-shaped markings on its shell, found in coastal marshes of the eastern U.S. Trendsetter. A person who leads the way in fashion or ideas. Umbilicus. The navel. Uncivil. Not polite, discourteous. Underlay. Material laid under a carpet for protection or support. Undershirt. An undergarment worn under a shirt. Understory. Ecology, a layer of vegetation beneath the top branches of the trees in a forest. Unerring. Always right or accurate. Unrepresentative. Not typical of a class or group. Untruthful. Not truthful. Vegetal. Formal, relating to plants. Venerate. Regard someone or something with great respect. Victimless. In which there is no injured party. Viol. A musical instrument of the Renaissance and Baroque periods, resembling a violin but with 6 strings and held vertically. Wigwam. A dome-shaped or conical dwelling made by fastening mats, skins, or bark over a framework of poles, as used formerly by some North American Indian peoples. Yoni. Hinduism, the vulva, regarded as a symbol of divine reproductive energy and represented by a circular stone. Allspice. The dried fruit of a Caribbean tree, used as a spice in cooking. Anodized. coated with a protective oxide layer by electrolysis. Auk. A black and white seabird with short wings. Barbadian. A person from Barbados. Bassinet. A child's wicker cradle. Belch. Noisily expel wind from the stomach through the mouth. Bestiary. A medieval collection of descriptions of various kinds of animals. Boggle. Informal one, be astonished or baffled. Bombast. Language that sounds impressive but has little meaning. Bravura. Great skill and brilliance, typically shown in a performance. Buckskin. Soft leather made from the skin of deer or sheep. Calabash. A water container, tobacco pipe, or other object made from the dried shell of a gourd. Carillon. A set of bells sounded from a keyboard or by an automatic mechanism. Chalice. A lightweight soft clothing fabric made from silk and worsted. Cochlea. The spiral cavity of the inner ear, containing an organ that produces nerve impulses in response to sound vibrations. Concatenation. A series of interconnected things. Concertina. A small musical instrument played by stretching and squeezing a central bellows, each note being sounded by a button. Copula. A verb, especially the verb be, that links a subject and complement, e.g., was in the sentence I was happy. Darknet. Computing a computer network with restricted access that is used chiefly for illegal peer-to-peer file sharing. Digitalis. A drug prepared from foxglove leaves, containing substances that stimulate the heart muscle. Disentangle. Free someone or something from something they are entangled with. Druggie. Informal, a drug addict. Earlobe. See lobe. Echidna. A spiny egg-laying mammal native to Australia and New Guinea. Elocution. The skill of speaking clearly and pronouncing words distinctly. Estoppel. The principle that precludes a person from asserting something contrary to what is implied by a previous action or statement of that person or by a previous pertinent judicial determination. Evangelize. Convert or try to convert someone to Christianity. Expunge. Completely remove something undesirable or unpleasant. Fuck up. Vulgar slang when a mess or botched job. Gambian. A person from Gambia, a country in West Africa. Gamekeeper. A person employed to breed and protect game for a large estate. Getcha. Informal, have got you, said to express satisfaction at having captured or defeated someone or uncovered their faults. Graver. An engraving tool. Gunmetal. A great corrosion-resistant form of bronze containing zinc. Hellbent. Determined to achieve something at all costs. Hellraiser. A person who causes trouble by violent, drunken, or outrageous behavior. Immanent. Present as a natural part of something, inherent. Immodest. Tending to be boastful. Issei. A Japanese immigrant to North America.